Hi, I'm Colleen. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm glad that you're here today. Today's video is one of my informal carpool conversations, and I filmed this twice. The first part of this video is when I was in the midst of a problem, and the second part of the video is what happened after the problem was resolved. It's about one of the instances in my family's life where things just didn't work out because of disabilities. It's a good example of how you can move through difficult situations and still have a positive outcome. I hope you enjoy it. I'm in the car, of course. It's a sort of an impromptu carpool chat because tonight I am running back home to get jerseys for a game. This is one of those moments that frustrates me and worries me and causes all sorts of angst for all of us in my family. Forgetting our stuff. So, I mean, it's not really anybody's fault that we forgot the jerseys, but I'm probably not going to get there in time to give her the jerseys. And they're going to start the game and she's not going to have anything. Maybe she has to wear somebody else's. I'm not exactly sure. But then I feel guilty because I didn't check to make sure she had them. But getting us out the door was so hard. I'm really frustrated. And she is upset, of course. And she freaked out a little bit, but then it's just the way it always is for her. So she almost expects that that's going to happen. And I don't want us to live that kind of a life. Like we expect that we're going to mess up all the time. Okay. I want to be gentle with myself, and I know that people make mistakes and it's not a big deal. But to actually expect that I'm going to make a mistake all the time, it's really upsetting. I don't want to expect that we're always going to make mistakes. What I'd really rather is know that we make mistakes sometimes and then occasionally it happens and then we can forgive ourselves. But no, instead, really we expect to make mistakes. That's what it is. We expect to make mistakes. I just feel so badly for her. It just breaks my heart because I don't want her to see herself in that way. She has lots of strengths. This is not one of them. This is not a strength. And it happens a lot, but I want her to see herself as somebody who's capable and competent. I don't want her to feel badly about it. I don't want her to expect it. I mean, I have the same problems myself. I wonder where it came from for her. Yeah, I have the same problems myself too. But as I've gotten older, I've learned to kind of just accept it as who I am, and it doesn't make me feel badly anymore. I just know that there are times when I'm not going to do it right, and I try to, work around it. But as a mom, it just makes me feel so sad for her because I see her as such an amazing person. I see so many wonderful things about her, and I don't know that she does. I mean, she's still developing her identity right now, and I feel guilt that I'm not helping her to form a better identity, and why did I let her fail? It's all of those voices that you hear in your head about the mom shaming that you do to yourself because you hear it again and again from everybody else and you know what you're supposed to do as a mom. Anyway, it's really not that big of a deal. She'll be fine, and in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to damage her. I'm just frustrated. It's just moments like this that frustrate me. And I feel like we live in this constant state of adrenaline where we're always rushing around, and getting anywhere or doing anything is inefficient and frustrating. And I know it's not like that for everybody else. I know other people must be able to get to where they need to go without it being a big deal. But for us, it always is a big deal. And that's one of the things that probably exhausts me the most, is that everything is a big deal. And I have to be ready to deal with that big deal. I want to be able to handle it better. I want to be the calm, cool, collected mom so I can coach them through the moment. But I am human and I can't always do it. And with my expectation that I should be able to coach them through it, then that expectation makes me want to just not do it. Because I know I'm going to fail. So I don't want to do it. So I just want to give you a little encouragement. It happens to all of us. It is frustrating. It happens more frequently when you're learning, when you're living a life with learning differences in your family. But I want you to see it as an opportunity. It's an opportunity for your kids to become more resilient and for you to become more resilient. It's an opportunity for you to see what your kids actually can do and that they can just shake it off. And it isn't really a big deal. And it's just a moment. It doesn't last forever.
Street.
So here I am in the carpool once again, off to pick a kid up from an event. I thought I'd give a little update after the debacle last night with the jerseys. Turns out kiddo was absolutely not bothered. I mean, she called me asking if I was close by, but was fine. It didn't matter. It was mom having an issue with not being prepared. It was mom feeling guilty. It was mom guilt. It was all about me being guilty, feeling guilty, having a moment where I didn't feel like I was a very good mom. And I just want to say it happens to all of us. We are all guilty of beating ourselves up. We all have problems with remembering that we are human and we can't do everything and we're never going to do anything perfectly, and that's okay. So today I'm actually going to be early to pick my kid up from practice, which is not typical. And I'm looking forward to that because that feels good for me to be able to be there early. She's not even going to notice. She's just going to see that I'm there and be fine with it. It's just she expects that. It's a good thing that I'm there, but it doesn't really... She only notices if I'm not there. That's one of the hard things about parenting, is that you get a lot of negative feedback and not a lot of positive feedback. And that's really hard. At least for me, because I need more positive feedback than negative feedback. I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing a lot wrong. I don't need anybody to tell me what I'm doing wrong. What I need is for people to recognize when I am doing something right. And then when I think about that, I'm like, why do I need other people to validate me? Why do I need somebody else to tell me what I'm doing well? I know I'm doing things the right way. Really, when I think about it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I did this and I did that, and I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to do. But I am human, you know, and people need to hear positive feedback. People need to know that they're doing the right thing. And I don't want to base all my decisions on all of that feedback, because I have experience with my kids. I know what works with them. I have a relationship with them. So I need to make my decisions based on our interactions, and I need to make my decisions based on what our values are and what's right for our family, and not what other people think, and not what necessarily other people are doing for their families. Each family's different. Each family has different needs, and it's not fair to compare yourself to what other people are doing. And you don't see the whole story because you don't live their life. Just like they shouldn't be judging me because they don't live my life. They're not part of my reality. They don't know what it looks like day to day. I think that's one of the reasons why people criticize moms, because they don't see everything, because you only see a snapshot. You see that moment. You don't see what was going on an hour before that, or what was happening earlier in the day, or what happened yesterday. Like, you're missing context. And without that context, it's hard to understand why a parent makes a particular decision. And as a parent, sometimes you choose to lose a battle so that you win the war. You pick the battles. You let go of certain things because they aren't as important as something else. So I think a lot of people would stop shaming parents if they understood the whole context. So it just seems like instead of shaming moms, thinking about how hard that job really is. Even if a mom is making a bad choice, forgiving her for making that bad choice in that moment, and really just reassuring her that her job actually is hard, and maybe offering to help her instead of offering a critique of her performance. Knocking moms down doesn't really make it any better. It doesn't make moms parent better. It doesn't make moms feel better. It doesn't help kids in the end. It doesn't help families. We shame ourselves. And last night I was upset and angry at myself because we couldn't meet the demands of the situation, because we couldn't get it all together and be there in the right time. But really, in the end, it all worked out and it was fine. Like, good enough is good enough. She was there and she had all of her stuff by the time the game started. It was fine. It all worked out. And I didn't need to worry or beat myself up about it. And I got to see the whole game, actually. So I missed a couple of seconds of the warm-up, but I got to see the game. And I got to see the good stuff. And I got to see a bunch of the other parents and get to talk to them about stuff. And it actually turned out to be a good night. So I'm trying to keep that in mind when I'm having those moments where I'm freaking out and feeling like I'm falling short and feeling like I'm a failure. Remembering that that's just a moment in time, and that moment doesn't define me as a person or me as a mother. And it doesn't change my kids' view of me because I make mistakes. Or maybe it does. Maybe it helps my kids see that I'm irate. Maybe that builds empathy. Maybe that helps kids to understand that if their parents make mistakes, their parents who they see as authority figures and people who are overall put together, they see that they make mistakes. Maybe that'll help them to forgive other people. Maybe this next generation won't mom shame, because they'll know that people make mistakes and that we should be supportive of each other instead of tearing each other down. What is it about tearing each other down, and ourselves too? Why do we do that? So thankfully, everything worked out last night, and everything is working out great today. I'll be there in time to pick her up. And and everything will just move on as the day goes on. It's one day at a time. It really is. Parenting is one day at a time. Parenting is one moment at a time. What do you think about that whole anxiety parents have about making mistakes, and how parents are their worst critic, their own worst critic? What do you think about that? And how can we help parents to not feel like that? Because, I'm at a point in my parenting life where I care what my kids think, I care what my husband thinks, but anybody else who isn't living my life, I do not care what they think. Their opinions are their opinions. I have higher standards, though, for myself, and that's my problem. And I'm sure a lot of you are like that too. So I'm wondering, what can we do to help parents to recognize that they are human, they make mistakes, and feel okay with making those mistakes, and be okay with helping their kids see that they are human. I think anytime somebody's an authority figure and they show weakness, I think that they feel like they feel very leery of showing weakness because they're afraid that it'll take away from their authority. And I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's good, because even if you show a weakness, it's, I think, good for, like, if you're a teacher or a coach or a boss. I think that your employees or students or players really benefit from seeing you have weaknesses, and maybe it might even cause them to step up a little bit and to have empathy for other people, which is something we really need to develop in our kids, understanding that other people have good days and bad days. Have you found anything that helps you as a parent to let go? Have you found anything that helps you to forgive yourself or to let go of the mistakes? Have you found anything that helps you to be more resilient? And what are your experiences when your kids see you make mistakes? I mean, do they even notice? Do they care about the same things that you care about? I really would love to hear your thoughts and maybe some ideas for how to make this parenting journey a little bit easier. And something I saw on Instagram yesterday was such a sweet reminder of how to flip the thinking of feeling defeated because of your disability. Instead of feeling defeated, you can flip it and say, thank you for loving me for who I am. Thank you for being willing to be flexible. So really, I'm just thankful for the people in my life who love me for who I am, even when I have weaknesses, even when I fall short of what I'm supposed to be doing. I thank them. Thank you for loving me and my family for who we are. Thanks for joining me. Bye now. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like content like this, please consider subscribing. If you ring the bell, you'll get notified every time I upload. YouTube should be suggesting some videos for you that you might be interested in. So I hope that you stick around if you have time. If not, I hope you come back next time. See you later. Bye.